that the majority of the cost of living video on the internet are about tourism. When we talk about budgets, when we make our videos, we're always talking about local pricing structure. Hi there, welcome to Retire Earlier and Better with Frank and Angie. We talk a lot about retiring earlier and better, but in essence we're talking about a lifestyle, the lifestyle of an early retire. We've been doing this for over 3 decades. Since my 20s, I've been living this lifestyle. That's why I have this channel, and that's why we talk about and do some of the things that we do. And today we're going to talk about the real price, the cost of living. The thing about cost of living, people ask us in the comments, can you do a cost of living on this place over here? You know, can you do, and we've done multiple cost of living videos. We did a cost of living Cuenca, Ecuador.
You know, we're still living in Ecuador, 5 adults, on less than $1,000 a month and living well in Ecuador. To integrate within the local culture, you know, live at the cultural pricing levels. Check out the house we rent for $250 a month. There's no reason to come to a country like Ecuador and spend $600 to $1,000 a month in rent, several times people's wages.
Cost of living Salinas, and so it looks like $1,308 per month for our expenses. We do talk a lot about prices, but only from a point of view of making your dreams come true. That's really what we're talking about here. We're talking about making your dreams come true. You know, crossing off that bucket list and being successful at doing those things that you want to do by having insider knowledge and insider techniques that allows you to do things a lot sooner, live the retirement lifestyle sooner or better, or you know, whether you're at home or abroad, because we've done both. And so when we talk about budgets, when we make our videos, we're always talking about local pricing structure. That's our budget. So I think it's a little confusing to some people because it's a popular video subject matter in the travel community to do cost of living videos. And you see a lot of videos that say things like, you know, cost of living in such and such a place, let's say Cuenca, Ecuador, real prices, or which is kind of silly, you know, real prices. What, you know, what are we talking here? Fake prices, real prices? No, what we're really talking about is that the majority of the cost of living video on the internet are about tourism. I was just looking at videos about some digital nomad travelers, and there's videos like this all over, whether it's Colombia, South America, Asia, Europe, it doesn't really matter. You have traveling folks making these videos, and what they're doing is they're tourists. So what they're giving you is a view of tourism, and yet they're titling the video Cost of Living in Playa del Carmen. Well, it shouldn't be titled Cost of Living in Playa del Carmen. It should be titled Cost of Touristing in Playa del Carmen, you know. When you are spending Airbnb prices, you know, and 75% of your living cost that month was for your tourist rental, well, you know, that's not really cost of living. You know, Cuenca, Playa del Carmen, Salinas, Dominican Republic, Europe, Asia, doesn't matter. It's not really cost of living now, is it? To be clear about what we're talking about is that there are multiple types of budgets, and to make a clear distinction here in this video about what are we really talking about here, you know, because then you've got videos that kind of morph between the two, where a lot of the prices are somewhat local, you know, perhaps you know, they'll go out for a local lunch and spend $3 or $5, and that's a local price. But then when it comes to the rent, they're always paying foreigner prices for the rent. So there's very rare, real cost of living videos unless you're looking at our videos. To this day, I mean, we made a cost of living video for Cuenca, Ecuador, family of 5 living on $1,000 a month. Well, we could still go to Cuenca, Ecuador today. We just recently helped some Americans get a furnished rental for $350. We can, to this day, live in Cuenca, Ecuador. We could on $1,000 a month. But would we make a video saying cost of living? Well, cost of living, everybody has their own version of it. So to be clear, we're talking about local pricing structure on this channel. You very rarely get it anywhere else. I wish more people would do that. I do believe it's because there's just a lack of knowledge of the techniques and strategies to use, which, by the way, we do share those techniques with people. We are willing to help people and teach people to do this. Anyway, you've got different kinds of people that go abroad and travel. So hence, there's a lot of people that watch these videos. A lot of people are tourists, and therefore, when they watch these cost of living videos for this city or that city, they're looking at the tourist price, and if that's what they're going to be doing is spending a month there, then then that's what they can expect. But I'm saying that these kinds of videos are a bit superfluous. I mean, they're unnecessary, because the very fact that you're a tourist and that you're there temporarily means that you're just going to pay whatever the temporary rate is. So, you know, nobody needs to. You can just go to Airbnb, see what the price is, and get an airline ticket and show up, and that's that. But when it comes to local pricing structure, that's a whole different story, isn't it? We've got multiple different kinds of people that are traveling. So you've got people that are tourists, and you've got tourism budgets, you've got business people that also, they may stay a little longer than the tourists. So they may need to have a little bit more insider strategies or knowledge of better prices. With our information is all about making your dreams come true. Our videos are about making your dreams come true. You know, checking off your goal list, getting things accomplished, getting things done ASAP. A retirement lifestyle is not necessarily about waiting to a certain age and then getting your golden watch, your golden period that you get off. It's not necessarily about that. It's, when we're talking about it, we're talking about making it happen as soon as possible. And I realize everybody's in a different spot. If you're already retired, making it happen to where you have more disposable income and a better standard of living, more travel, you can do more things. How? You know, like for example, people can take a year off. You know, when you're doing the local pricing structure instead of the full tourism pricing, for example, in some of the really touristy Mexican towns that are really touristy and really highly promoted on the internet and YouTube, you know, you could be taking a year off sooner. When you realize that what you can do, the way we do things and the way we propose that you do things, if you fit these categories, like taking a year off. If you want to take a year off, why would you? I mean, it's going to be a lot easier for you to take advantage and make this happen if, for example, you only need $15,000 or $12,000 to live a year somewhere, as opposed to, you know, needing twice as much, you know, $25,000 plus airfare. So live your best life abroad with Frank and Angie in South America, Europe, North America. And we've never paid more than $300 for 3 or 4 bedroom houses, furnished and unfurnished. How do you like them apples? These kinds of things, like taking a year off or seasonal travel, these kinds of things can happen it can be a lot easier for you to make them happen if you need half as much capital to make them happen. So that's what we're talking about here. And for those that have unlimited capital or six-figure incomes, they can just pay the tourist prices and that's where they're at, and that's that. If there are other reasons why people might want to consider living on a local pricing structure, but we won't do that. We won't go there in this video. We've already done it in many of the videos. So we've talked about tourism budgets versus the people that might want to take a year off to check a place out, or maybe some of you work in seasonal type work. Imagine being able to work seasonal type work. Maybe you're not really retired, but your work is seasonal and you can save enough during your high season to go abroad and live 6 months abroad, or even maybe a year, or generally speaking a season, whatever that may be for you, 5 months, 6 months, and being able to secure some kind of a closer to local pricing structure, because normally with a local pricing structure you want to be minimum 6 to 12 months, but generally more like 12 months. So, but anything less than that, 3 months or less, is regarded as short-term tourism. And there's a short-term convenience pricing that goes along with that. So we're talking about making your dreams come true, getting your goals accomplished, living the life you want to live, and doing it a lot earlier and doing it a lot better. So there's a lot of misconception out there. I wanted to make this video because I'm all over the internet, and I'm sure a lot of you are, and you're seeing all of these videos talking about such and such cost of living and such cost of living. And you also see people saying cost of living is subjective. Well, it is subjective, but it turns out that most people just pay tourism prices, so that's not really all that subjective now, is it? In that sense, because there are really two pricing structures: tourism and locals. When we make it a priority, the first step is that we understand what our options are, and we decide what it is that we're trying to accomplish, and then we look at what can we do and how do our options increase by not paying tourism pricing when we're not looking to be a tourist. When we're looking to move abroad for business, move abroad for a year off, seasonal travel, more long-term travel. So I hope this helps you to put your plans together and get your goals together and get you traveling more. You can also do this in the States. You can do this at home. We did this for a couple of decades in the States, lived the early retire, financially independent lifestyle in the States in our 20s, and raised 3 children doing it. And we did a lot of things that we talk about in our videos. So let us know in the comments if you want more videos about doing that in the States. You know what to do if you like the video. And thank you as always for watching our videos, and have a nice day. So guys, I just passed up a nice big 500 grams, which is a 1 1/4 pound bag of handmade fresh gnocchi pastas for $1. I'm not being picky. The reason I didn't get them is because I'm not ready to cook them, and I don't want them to sit in the fridge. So, but that's pretty amazing. These are the ones that you see in the States for like $3 or $4. The wonders of off the beaten path, away, far, far away from Rams. Yay!